There's going to be a point in your life where you feel as though you're stuck, you're not moving, not making as much money as you hope, not doing as much things as you want to, not being as productive. And half the time, you usually blame yourself or you blame others, which usually half the time, you're right. It's usually someone else or you. It just depends on which one it is. You have to identify that. And one thing that I usually like to say is like one of the best things to do is to get out while you can, because there's going to be times where you generally feel as though that you're stuck or you're being held back and you have to get out of that environment before anything else bad happens, especially in relationships, especially with family, especially with friends. There's going to be times where you feel as though that everything around you is kind of playing against you, and for the most part it is, but it's not because of the world, it's because of you. You have to put yourself in an environment where you want to be, because no one is going to pick it for you. So you can't blame everything around you being the reason why you're stuck in there in the first place. Although there is some environments that I do agree with where some people don't have the same opportunity as you, and for that you should be grateful. And it could be vice versa. You may not have gotten the opportunity yet, but if you work to build towards that opportunity, move to the United States or try to find better opportunities elsewhere in a very urban area, chances are you're going to have that chance and you're going to have to take it. And you have to change for what you want and not for everyone else. So, what do I mean by that? I'm sitting here saying that no matter what the other person thinks of you, no matter what they believe is true, no matter what they aspire you to be, you need to understand what you want to be, what you want to aspire to be, what you want to be a helping father, or whether or not you want to be 50-50 in a relationship, or you want to make sure your bills are paid before you spend anything else, instead of going out drinking and not even know where your money went because you're like, oh, well, now I have bills, but look what you spent it on. You spent it on alcohol, you spent it on addictions, you spent it on having fun too early. And if you really want to get out of the hellhole that you're in now, you have to, and I mean you have to get out while you can. If you have the chance to leave whatever darkness you're in right now, leave. Whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, you need to get out of that environment. And like I said, it's not easy. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do. But one thing I will tell you is there's ways to get out for sure, especially with those low vibrational environments where you feel like, oh man, everyone just wants to be down in the dumps, or everyone's just sad and you want to be happy, but everyone around you is not allowing it to be. I say you have to change your environment, but you have to do that. Nobody else is going to do that for you. So unless you change it, you're going to be stuck. Like many people have said, nothing changes if nothing changes. Now, almost all the time, you're going to have to write something down. You can't have everything in your brain at the same time. It's just not going to work. Like, for example, I write things down all the time. Half of my goals, if not all of my goals, are written down. Like, for example, let's use me as an example of what you have to do, or what you want to do, There's many steps to it. I say one, get a piece of paper, or not even a piece of paper and pencil, get a journal. Dedicate something fully to this because it's going to be an investment for sure. Almost all the time. Like, for example, me, I write my stuff down. You're going to have monumental goals that you're going to have to work through. And I say, write down all your goals. This is step one for you. Write down all your goals. Write down everything you want to be, everything you aspire to be, and work backwards, right? So write everything down, write a goals. For me, for example, it's good health and eating, working out, being physically active, a step closer to being a little better than the day before, step closer to finishing my goals. YouTube content, I wanted to start this, so I figured I'd start now and write it down. Videography I wanted to get into, especially as a college student. I really wanted to get into these things, and I felt like I didn't have the time to do so, which is to an extent not true. You dedicate your time for what you want it to be, not what everything else around you is. The world's not going to stop you from doing what you want to do. It's just going to be there to trouble you and see how you react. Whether you want to dedicate as many times, whether you want to dedicate as much time being angry at somebody versus putting all that energy into something good, is a great factor of that. So step one is to write everything down. Get a journal, write things down, write your goals. Now that you have your goals, this is probably step 1.5. I will say write everything down at this point. You have goals, right? You wrote your goals down. Now write what you believe. Like, write everything that you do already. Whether you're a mother, whether you feed children, whether you have to do certain chores, write it all down. Plans, 9 to 5, responsibilities, all of this, so you can dedicate time to stuff that you truly want to do, to either make you more income or to get you out of the environment that you're in now. Step 2 would be to take your time back, right? So you wrote down your responsibilities, your plans, your goals, your 9 to 5, and you jot down all of that on the calendar, on a timeline, and see what time do I have open to break out of whatever loop, break out whatever environment I'm in, or to even amplify what I'm doing already right now. So one way to do that is to look at the time that you have completely open. You check it off, and then you add something to it to go towards your goals, or like, okay, I'll dedicate this time to go towards my goals. Say you don't have much time. Say you only have like an hour to 2 hours after 9 o'clock. You leave home at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. for whatever reason, whether or not you're in college, and you have to go to a job. You know what I mean? And you get off till 9, 10 o'clock. Dedicate that last hour to making a step towards your goals, because that 10 to 11 is going to get you out of that that 6 to 10. You know what I mean? Like, at college, not so much. You're gonna have to figure, that's a fixed time. 9 to 5 is not. If you keep working towards something to gain you more income, or to even give you just a little, it could replace the 9 to 5, and you could have a lot more time opened up, for sure. So you have kids, for example. You have to tend to them. You have to make them dinner. It's a lot of things that goes into that. It's a lot of responsibilities. By the time they're asleep, 9, 10 o'clock, that 10 to 11 could completely change how you guys live if you keep working at it every single day. Because after a week, you've done 7 hours worth of work if you did it every single day. After just 1 week of doing a 10 to 11, that's 7 hours worth of work, instead of doing one long period of 7 hours that you'll probably get gassed out at anyway. So that's what I believe your step 2 should be, is to take your time back. I would say step 3, if you can, leave the environment. It's not gonna change unless you change yourself, unless someone else changes it, and you can't rely on everyone else to have you be their piggyback, if that makes sense. What do I mean by that? So say you have a bunch of family members, you learn something new, they immediately shoot it down from their experience, or they're saying it's not good, or it's, when I tried it, it was all bad, or it was spoiled, the milk was spoiled. Instead of listening to what they were doing, go through your own experience and go from there. If it's bad, it's bad. That doesn't mean not trust it forever. I always believe in second chances. I always believe in certain scenarios where it could have been unlucky. Whenever you get the opportunity to get out of whatever hellhole you're in already, take it almost 100% of the time, because you have the chance to. You won't have the chance to, and you're gonna regret it. You won't have the chance to do it later in life, because life ends. Life ends at around 80, 70, 80. And so for you to be messing up at 20, 30 by not taking any chances, you're definitely going to be stuck for a while. You're going to feel stuck for a while. So whenever an opportunity comes in, take it and profit from it 100%. For me on this channel, I do a plethora of things, like health recommendations, or to help to financial help. I'm going to talk about it all on this channel. That's mainly what this channel is going to be for, but I figured I'd get started with something quick and easy so I can just upload Jeez, this ambulance is really loud. Just so I can upload something so you guys have something to take away. Now, step 3, like I said, leave the environment if you can, or even if you can't, like say you're not financially able to leave the environment, stay away from the environment as much as you possibly can. So stay around people that are willing to think like you, that want to increase their income in multiple ways, that want to share great experiences with each other, or even just joy. You know what I mean? Keep it. If there's no joy in the house, try to stay out of it as much as possible. Friends are a really big deal. Really big deal. It just depends on who they are, and so you have to surround yourself with good people. If you can't do that, or you're gonna have to find some people at one point. So you have to hang out with where they would, or you would have to hang out where they'd hang out, right? Whether it's at a coffee shop versus, the hood corner store. You know what I mean? So, by the way, I've gone through those experiences. The coffee shop is better. The hood store, you'll get a lot of, experiences to not go certain places, but it's not the environment you want to be in. You want to be in a good environment where people have open thoughts and are willing to learn with each other and grow with each other, especially money-wise. It's all about networking. And step 4, breathe. Give yourself a breather. Understand that not everything is perfect. Understand that not every opportunity is going to show itself. And understand that you will take losses, because it's always a spiral. It's always a wave. You will never get winning after winning after winning and have the best winning of your life up until you're 80. It's not going to happen. You're going to win once every blue moon, but you have to keep trying in order for that blue moon to shine, if that makes sense at all. And it's a moment to remember for sure. You have to learn, especially the losses. You have to learn whether or not you have to learn from that mistake for sure, in order for you to grow. So whenever the opportunity does come back around towards you, you're going to ace it the next time. Or even if you don't, you keep hitting it. For example, for me, and getting a certain job, I kept hitting the job for 2 to 3 years, but I kept getting more experience in other jobs, gaining money there, and then I finally got the job that I truly wanted. To recap, if you didn't get anything out of this at all, get out while you can. Breathe. Write everything down. Write your goals. Write what you want to be, and step towards that goal every day, just a tiny bit. Try to be better than what you were yesterday, and I promise you your life will change before your eyes 100%. And remember, the sun rises for you to wake up in the morning, and it depends on you on whether or not you want to take that opportunity to keep going. Remember, like I was saying, and to recap on everything, step 1, get a journal, get a piece of, step 1, get a journal, get some paper, or get a journal, get a pencil, write everything down, write your goals, write what is wasting your time, write what is the only time that you can't change. Step 2, take your time back. That's a really important time. It's a really important step. You have to take your time back in order for you to be clear on how much time you truly have. Step 3, leave the environment that you're in now so you can grow to be a better person. And step 4, breathe. You have time, but you just don't have time to waste. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys do have any questions at all, feel free to ask. I would love to answer all of them. I have free time. I'm willing to look at questions. Don't be afraid. If you like this type of content, consider subscribing. I do have Minecraft going on in the background. It's going to be the hardcore world that I'm going to be working on, like throughout this entire little series that I'm doing. So while don't mind me if I edit something crazy in the back or talk about it in the middle of me speaking about something serious, because that's also what I'm looking at when I record. And yeah, feel free to drop a like to give me some good YouTube algorithm. Other than that, we get out of here.